Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Braden. Welcome back to another video. Today, I just wanted to talk about some of my writing that I've been doing for the past few months. This would be a second part video to some of the writing I did before. It's just some DC work I've been doing. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and holidays or whatever you celebrate around these times of the year. So, last time I did this inside of Google Docs, and now I'm doing it inside of iCloud Notes because I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know this was a website. So, there, like that, you can go on this iCloud.com/notes. And you can access your notes. So, I'm in my notes folders a lot. The freaking I used Docs before because that's what I used when I was younger, and I used to write stories full fledged, like right here. And lately, I haven't been writing anything that's been like below episode 1 to episode 10, or like chapter 1 to chapter 10, or chapter 1 to chapter 20, or anything at all. Like, in starting from the beginning of the story and starting to the end, I'm just like only able to build out like skeletons and blueprints, or however you'd call it, and be able to just like work with the characters that I have. Like, so um over the past 2 years I've been working on the Spider-Man series, and now I'm working on this DC series because I feel really in tune with the characters, and I just want to explore and see if I don't need to reflect, because my Spider-Man series, it's a lot of characters I base on real people, and myself is the main character. So I'd rather see if I can actually do it with a real cast. And oh, guys, this is some of my writing on the screen if you're reading it. Okay. So I'm a little nervous actually because like I'm explaining all this stuff right now. Sorry if it's a little chaotic. Like, I don't really share my writing like this a lot often. I'm already sweating. I'm just trying to see if I am able to write a good plot, a good character, if I'm able to reflect storylines. Because what I'm doing is I'm taking the DC universe, I'm taking the DC characters, and I'm making my own universe with different characters. Like, they just have their own flair in here, and there's just like I'm switching up the ages and stuff for some people, and it's just a really good foundation. I feel like because it's its own universe, that like it says a lot about it, so it gets to be whatever it wants to be. And okay, do you want me to explain some of this stuff? I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm on this one. Young Justice season 1 plot. I think this is where I was at last time. It's not called Young Justice. I don't really have an idea for the series I'm making. At first I was calling it the Six because that is what their team name is in the first one. It's kind of like, it's got some niche, there's some niche stuff in here. But what I wanted to talk about was this main DC idea that I have, where I'm using characters like Impulse and Batman Beyond as main characters. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a lot of like the next generation of heroes after like Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. I'm trying to make them mainline and see what I can do there, and just go in depth on their characters because I feel like they have a lot of potential. The same with characters like Red Robin, Tim Drake, but I also haven't given like Batman Beyond here a description, which you didn't know he's Batman Beyond because Terry McGinnis Batman, that's not Bruce Wayne. So yeah, there's some things going on with this universe. Like, I like to think in my head how I view the universe. Here's a few things to like get you settled in. So I imagine the Gotham takes place in Wisconsin, probably. I don't know. I just kind of feel like that works too, cause like there's big cities everywhere, but you need one in the Midwest because Gotham's population is like 10 million people. Like, it's like huge, or it's like high, like close to that, if it's not above that. So I feel like that works a lot. And then also Bloodhaven kind of reflects Detroit, even though I do like it being on the coast, by the oceans, but the Great Lakes are so underutilized, and I feel like that'd be really cool to have Gotham on a Great Lake. Like that's great. That's like what Gotham is. It's like great like that. And like it's like just as dangerous. Even like you can like highlight how much more dangerous it is. Like it like this. I don't know. I just feel like it's really interesting if it is like this. So my favorite city in the world, I think probably besides maybe Boston or it's like tied, is Superior, Wisconsin, and then across the bay from Superior, there's Duluth, which is like bigger population of Superior, so it's like more known, and it's in Minnesota. So I think you just take Gotham and you just put it there, and that like works a lot. And then I'm basing it off of like the Arkham Batman kind of, and then also just like a lot of Batmans, like the DC animated, or the DC extended animated. I wouldn't want the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League in there, but I feel like I imagine my Batman is like Jensen Ackles, and then I have characters like Red Hood, who I haven't like put in the series yet. Like I haven't like wrote his like he doesn't have like any scenes. I don't think not one, but he's like my favorite character besides Impulse probably, Red Hood. But I imagine him as like Jacob Elordi, probably. To be honest, if you want me to go through some of these characters, like let's see. This is back November 9th. Last time I added this one. But this is like the first document I made for the series. Here's some of the ideas I had. Catwoman Beyond I think would be so cool to like mirror Terry's arc as he is getting out of a relationship with his fiance Tana. Dan I think her name is, or Dana Tan. But I really like her as his love interest. Like I feel like the whole thing about their relationship is kind of him accepting himself as Batman and a hero and as Terry, and then like being with her because she like like there's always like if I'm Batman there's always going to be danger for you being in my life. Well, like they both just kind of like accept that and be together, and I think that's really romantic. I think it's really deep, and like she's like Lois Lane. She's like that level kind of girl, but like I really like how resilient she is, and like to be that kind of person for him, like Mary Jane too. I think it's just cool for Batman to have that kind of uh, grounding person for him. So that's a little bit about like Terry McGinnis Batman. I don't know how to like write that in a few words, but I get to it eventually. In the first season, right here, he's probably like more a little bit stubborn and headstrong. He's kind of like a rookie Batman right now. He's like a few months in. If you read that first scene a few minutes ago, then you know what I mean. That was like him out of the suit, though. And then the Ace Gang, that's also part of it. So, like I said, he's fresh out of his breakup with Tana, I think. It's Dana. And after that, so he has the thing with Catwoman Beyond. It's not like anything like super serious. It's more like just like playful tension. She's the new Catwoman. He's the new Batman. Like it's just like setting a dynamic for like what the atmosphere is like in Gotham. I think is the best way to say that. And and also atmosphere of Gotham is the Ace Gang. So I think like utilizing them and making them like a gang of the city right now, and then Batman Beyond has a relationship with Ten, so he's kind of the what do you call him, like the flirt. He's getting around on the team, the slut. I don't know. Batman Beyond is Terry McGinnis. Police at Bart's Hotel because I live in a hotel. I even put season 1 there because I thought of that idea, and I'm like already working on like up to season 4 and 5 and like parts of further ones if I want to go that way. But I really just want to explain all this stuff, like show you the progress of where I've been since the last video. So there's a lot of stuff here. Bart hears police sirens in Gotham City and just makes him anxious, I guess. I wonder like what struck me down to put that. Maybe that's how I felt in real life, or I was watching a video or something. Bart Allen, Impulse. Okay. So this is pretty much just me. Like that's how I see it in my head. But he's just supposed to be like in the comics, he's the Flash's grandson, and he's usually like younger, and he's like the youngest in the Flash family usually, but he's like his grandson from the future who was aged up. So it's a really like complex origin is just how I feel. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just want to adapt it differently. Like it's been done before, but do it better than when it's been redone. So if I can explain that quickly, because I remember it. Art. I think it's like based off a few origins mixed together, but he is from the future, and I think I'm going to make him like the Flash's son, or maybe his grandkid. But either way, he was sent like so. The Flash right now, Barry Allen, lives in the future. There's no Flash in our timeline. Like not even Wally West. Wally West is just Kid Flash still, because I like that a lot. I think he's like it's the best Kid Flash, but like he should be evolving into that Flash mantle. I just don't like that. I just don't want him to be the Flash. It's not him. Barry's the Flash. Barry's in the future though, and then they have to send their baby to the present, I guess, for some reason, and that's me. And I get raised with my family, and my family hates me. So I'm homeless and I live in a hotel, and but it's okay because I just like have super speed now. I guess that's really it. Like I didn't have it when I was growing up in high school though, so I was just like normal. So I don't really know how that makes sense. We can just say like metahumans like kind of get their powers at a random age, like mutants though in this universe. I guess that's what I'm kind of thinking. Or there's like a suppressant or something going on intentionally by Barry Allen because he's a genius. So it could be that. Could be anything. But that's my plot that I have going on. I don't know where I'm gonna take that. Like when if I'll ever have like a reconnection with like Barry Allen or anything. But I just think like that stays true to Bart's origin, but then it also stays true to like my reflection to this character, and he is emotionally intelligent, impulsive, brash, witty, stoic, expressive. The 19-year-old is the head of the team, a born leader. I like to say a born leader because one time in a wood class, my friend like he wrote on my locker. We had these papers for everybody's lockers, what we had to say about each other, and he said a born leader. It's like, oh my god, okay, like come on now, that's so cool though. I've shared this story a lot. Excuse me. So next is Tim Drake. So this is kind of a reflection of so that friend that I'm talking about right now. His name was Grant in school when we were friends, and he has a twin brother named Luke. And Luke in elementary school was my best friend growing up, actually. So I kind of have this dynamic between Bart Allen, Tim Drake, and then I have another friend who I use as a reflection later. So maybe I'll talk about him too. But um, my friend, so Grant's brother Luke, uh, and just also like some of my other friends. Like there's another character. Like just a lot of these characters are like reflections of each other's, and like obviously like a lot of them are projections from me in a lot of ways, like especially the girls in ways they're probably like girls that I idealize, or like I'm like projecting my feelings onto them. But I'm just trying to say like this character Tim, it isn't based on my friend, but it is like, oh, I took these traits, like, oh, my friends are really smart, oh, um like I can see like they make logical decisions rather than emotional ones. So I just take that, and there's other moments I think I referenced in the first video. Anyways, Tim Drake, I like giving him the Red Robin identity. There's a lot of cool pictures that I pull up where it shows his suit evolution where he has this cowl. I just think like you really can use the Red Robin identity and define it for him if you just like do it. If you just like actually like write it like that and like write out the storyline, then boom, he's Red Robin, and he shows up as Red Robin and other stuff like just how you make a superhero. Like that's how Nightwing probably started. Like I really like Nightwing, but when you first got introduced, I probably wouldn't have liked him back in the day because I just feel like that looks a little goofy. how he did. That's just me. Maybe I would have loved it. I don't know. I also don't think I would have liked Superboy back in the day. And then I write about Superboy, so a lot of this it's like me taking characters and then like this is how I think they should be written. So like maybe Tim is exactly how Tim Drake in the comics should be written, but what I'm saying, like I'm pulling these elements from somebody, like from people I know in real life, then it's like I'm just doing it to make the character feel good for the story and like fit in. And so what I'm trying to say is Bart and Tim and their other friend, and also Cassie, Sandsmark, Wonder Girl, the next character, they all grew up in Gotham together, in the same school. So they just drifted apart as they grew older. Like Tim, the reason he drifted apart is because he became Robin with Batman. So he just like isolated from his friends and he was doing his Robin shit. I think that makes a lot of sense. And then the other friend, um, is based on one of my friends who switched schools and just drifted apart over the years like that. That's just natural. It just happens sometimes. So hopefully, like, I get to write the reintroduction of that would be really cool. Mean a lot to me. And then that friend right there, he's the one that helped me come up with the ideas for like me and him came up with this whole idea for an impulse series on the bus one time, and we did like we were really in depth on it on the field trip. It was just like on the way there, and we we just went we had like a really good plot with like Thaddeus and Bart, and they had like a really good dynamic of this like rivalry going on. But they were like friends at first. Thaddeus was like the spy and was also kind of like a reflection of us, like not really, but like that's just kind of like cool. That's how I see it. That's just what writing is, and I think it's like cool to see the psychology of it like that. Not like everything I write exactly is a reflection. Like that's what's cool. That's like you gotta find the magic. In like it's like baking. Okay. So did I read out what Red Robin is? Overly analytical, logical, and emotionally cool, a grounded thinker, exceptionally smart, intelligent, funny, emotional, stagnant, brave, witty, impulsive, exuberant. I don't know why I wrote emotionally cool and emotional. I think for the second word, emotional, I think I'm feeling something different there. Just like what happens when you get like overwhelmed or worried, but he's not like he doesn't have like bad anxiety, you know what I mean? He's not that kind of guy. But that's what I would say about him. That's what I kind of mean by emotional. Just like it doesn't get to him, but it could get to him. You feel me? So Cassie Sandsmark, Wonder Woman. Nope. Could be someday though. Cassie Sandsmark, Wonder Girl. So I think she's such a baddie, bro. She's like my favorite Wonder Girl ever. I like the Wonder Girls. I like the Wonder family. So I want to be in that. uh, like I can't decide on a love interest. So you tell me like what you think's going on as I keep progressing through the characters. But she's interesting and interested in learning, an adventurous spirit, alluring, troublemaker, mischievous and kind-hearted, beautiful and bold, 18 years old, granddaughter of Zeus, allegedly the daughter of Ares. So in most iterations, like her mainline comics, her origins like kind of muddled. Don't really like it's just hard to explain. I don't really know like what the real like reference would be to tell you, but I think one would be, and she's just the daughter of Zeus in some iterations, which would make her Wonder Woman's sister. So like that's fine. I can't like okay. So that might be how it is in here. It's like Zeus or Ares, like 50-50 probably. But she's just really powerful. She's like a demigoddess. And I'm thinking Ares is her dad. Because it feels like she's like it like gives Ares some humanity and it makes her this like war being. She's so powerful because she's the granddaughter of Zeus and because she's this like being of war. And I don't know, she's so elegant and has to control that, but she's also so powerful. So I see it. It's cool. Kara Zor-El is also somebody super powerful as well. She's Supergirl, and I'm going to get to some arcs in here where she like channels her rage into becoming a Red Lantern for a little bit, or maybe permanently. I don't know yet. I'm still like working on it. I don't know what it's going to be, but she is optimistic, rageful, a lonely girl with astounding might, a positive influence, innovative, analytical, and independent. 18 years old. So yeah, that's the thing about her. Like I feel like the thing to really highlight is how lonely and like isolated she is from everybody else, because she's like this alien on Earth who only knows Superman, and then like also that adds to it too. Like she's on Earth and her cousin's like the most known person on Earth, so there's just a lot that comes with that. And now she's this superhero, and she probably likes it, but she's like, I don't know if she feels pressure, but like all of it would be a way to say it. It's just loud. I bet. So having a friend group would be really good. It's like grounding for a character. She's never really had that. It's kind of like something she's just missing, which it's like different for this universe, but it's like I don't know. Maybe that's how Supergirl's meant to be written. Maybe this is like what she's missing in her life is like a group, sort of like the Teen Titans or Young Justice. So Jason Todd Red Hood, I wish he could be like part of the team. I almost thought about rewriting it to make Tim not the Robin and just use Robin as Jason Todd, because I always like the idea of that, just like having like a prime Jason Todd moment in the DC universe for a little bit, and then the whole Red Hood stuff happens, and then he gets like redemption and he gets to talk to his friends again and all that, or how, I don't know how to explain it, but I think this works where he's sort of like a mentor, big brother figure. I don't, it'd be good to read all this stuff, but I'm not going to. I think I did in the first one. Simon Dark, Artemis. See, like, now here's where it just gets to like, I'm just doing a little too much, but I want so much in this. Like, Artemis is this character. She's from Young Justice. I think she's like first made. But I just think she's such a baddie design that, and I literally like her character, like her storyline, her um, just like what like well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, explain the whole storyline real quick. No, I just think it's good, well written. And but like, there's another character like Arrowette, Sissy King Jones, and she is more like in tune with Impulse's character, and she pretty much fits that role. And she's also a baddie, so it's like her and Artemis are literally the same characters, but also like I say, Artemis has that depth, that's those storylines. Like she has like the family stuff going on, and then like her legacy stuff going on. That like Arrowhead's different. Arrowhead has like her like independent stuff going on, and her vigilante stuff, and her legacy stuff. I realized I forgot to go over Stephanie Brown. She's headstrong, outgoing, and upbeat. Stephanie's quick to make friends, unwilling to take no for an answer, warm and caring. She can take time to open up, but she is very formal and chatty, and often oversharing. So I kind of think of her as like that. She's kind of that aggressive friend. She's like the leader. She like leads her team. You know, she kind of gets you to do the right thing even if you don't want to. That's what I'm trying to say. And then when I say she's quick to make friends, I'm trying to say there that I think she's a baddie too. So usually in the comics, like her and Tim have a like good relationship, and then I don't really like focus on that as much as I would like Bart and stuff having a relationship. I think that'd be cool. So like here, Bart's pet cat, who was chosen by a purple lantern ring. He is friendly and kind and compassionate, docile and loving, funny and playful. He may attack you, but he knows what he's doing, although Kim misjudged his youthful strength. That's my cat for you, Catfish. That's who I based Purple Cat off of. because I wanted to make him like a Cheshire cat from Wonderland, but instead I'm like, why don't we make him a purple lantern? And he has it on his tail, like Dexter. So he's like a counter to Dexter, but he's a cat from Earth, and it like kind of gives him sentience. But like he's also got his personality from being a cat from before, so it's cool as hell. I don't know when I'll introduce that. I don't think that'll be season one stuff. Probably like season two with the lantern, or season three with the lantern villain and stuff. Here's like some Terry family, and then just some other characters. If you want to read about this stuff, there's some settings. Here's some. So it's the storylines that I go over in this series. It evolves kind of like this. Riddler's One Bad Day is season one. This is what brings the team together. This is like the first big bad they take down, Riddler. I adapted that storyline to this team in this universe, rather than just being solely on Batman, because he's taking more of like a backseat role in life at this point. So Wonderland is in season two, and Hive. And Hive is the corporation from that's like the Teen Titans villain, but I'm taking them. I'm like, yeah, Hive. Those are some bad guys to take down. Like, and they got like the super powered whatever. It just feels like they're an actual threat. I like having names like that, like Hammer or Hydra. You know what I'm saying? Remnants of Krypton. So that storyline is, I don't know if it's like a real one, but it's for Supergirl, and it is Hank Henshaw, Cyborg Superman, is her father. It is like a merged version of Mon-El, I think his name. No, something L. Zor-El, I think. Jor-El's brother, Zor-El. And he becomes Cyborg Superman. So he wants to rebuild Krypton, and eventually, a little bit of a spoiler, he gets a yellow lantern ring in season 3. That's how I adapt that. And he also, like, he calls Mongul onto Earth, who's the bad guy in season 4, Mongul, the warlord. So that's that whole storyline. He gives, it's like a whole layer to Supergirl because she has that loneliness factor. She also was sent away from Krypton at an older age than Clark was, so she sees her father again, and he also wants to rebuild their civilization, but it's also he is part of their civilization, and she's witnessing him again, like she did with her cousin. So it's probably deep. I wouldn't know, but I'm writing it, so it's fun to explore that. So here, I don't know if I'll exactly do Brightest Day and Blackest Night. I haven't wrote that, but I have wrote Larfleeze creates an Orange Lantern army to go after the Lantern Corps. More lanterns are created, and this is when I introduced Supergirl and Kyle Rayner into the series. So that's season 3, and they're main members of the team, which by then has an official name, the Super Buddies. So Trigon is also a huge threat. That's why he's in storylines, and I do have him show up, but I don't really have like a storyline centered around him yet because that would just be a lot of seasons and a lot of work to try to fit everything in. And I don't like he's his own thing. I haven't explored that or how powerful he is and all that. Black Flash, so he gets there towards the end, or I'm thinking he's like a future idea to develop. I don't really want to explore that this second, but I like that. That's a whole storyline here. Tamaranian invasion. I didn't have that, but I feel like that could be like whole season. You can kind of make it like the Viltrumite Empire, but like different. And I just wonder what it would be like if Starfire's people were evil and they wanted to. If there's just some sort of fight or something like that. Anything. Or like, I wonder who'd be leading them. If it'd be Blackfire or somebody else or what. So League of Assassins and Damian Wayne's Teen Titans. That's also a season 2 story thread. This kind of like blends into that. And then here's some characters I want to add. And then here's Damian Wayne's Teen Titans at the start of the series, like when they were introduced in season 2. And then here's the original Titans. So this is before Damian Wayne made his. And Damian Wayne's in this universe, he is Azrael. So he likes art and he wants to be a medic. So just kind of like it gives him a role outside of Robin. That's why I think you just evolve Tim and Damian like outside of Robin. Just neither of them really belong in that character. I don't know who does right now, but I just feel like both of them have outgrown it. Even though I feel like it's good to have Damian there. I think it would be better for him to become solo, even if it's a little early. I think that's good. Good character development. I don't know. Though. So here, Justice League members. I think this would be the current Justice League at the start of the series. I don't know. I'm still editing stuff, still exploring. Here's some writing I did. If you want to take that, you can put it in the chat GPT. Ask how I did. um, but because yeah, that's just me. That was just like I imagined a scene, so I wrote it down, and then I had another idea. Um, okay, you want to know why I had this idea? Like, so I was at a girl's house, and like it was just like an off night, dude. It was just like I was just uncomfortable, and I wanted to talk, and she didn't want to talk. She was being like avoidant, like going to bed, and it's like this just isn't healthy. Like, what are we even doing? I just wanted to like get up and leave. So I'm using that to as a translation through Tim. Tim's staying at a girl's house. He gets up and leaves in the night. His suit in his backpack. Transition through mask. Something that'd be cool. Like he takes her to so he's at this girl's house. Tim Drake is. He like gets up from her bed and he opens his backpack up. He takes out his mask and then like the camera zooms in on his mask and it translates and it comes out. It comes out the other side and it's on his face and like it zooms out. You know what I'm saying? But like he'd be suited up already. Like he's already out of there. Just get the fuck out of there. So then Red Robin versus Kite Man. Kite Man destroys nude cord blimps in Hub City. Big explosions over. So it's just like it's just showing world building. Like we are spread out. It's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like Tim's not even in Gotham right now. And he's Red Robin on his own. And he's also like, oh, okay. Like there's a lot to like interpret from that first scene. This is the introduction scene of him that you see in the series. There's a lot to take away. Like, oh, okay. Like he don't need no girl. But like also it's like, damn, why is he leaving her? Just a lot like what do you think about it? Next, the socially introduction. Bart's staying at a girl's house. He stays all night, even if vibe's off. In the morning, there's a detached relationship vibe. Bart cares a lot, so he's hurt. So, guys, like, Tim is what I wish I could have done in that situation. That's why I made it sound so badass. But Bart is who I really was, and like, you know what? I'm not ashamed of like who I really was in that situation. I was vulnerable. I was there. I was present. Like, I was in it or something. Anyways, that is part of the series. I like that a lot. Um, that like that is what I use as a basis at that point in my life. I had some like writing that wasn't related to this. I just do that sometimes, like when I'm practicing stuff I want to say to somebody, then I write it. So that's what that was. Wonder Girl stops Condiment King in the Diamond District from a jewelry heist. Impulse for. See, just a lot of ideas I wrote down at the end here. Guys, I haven't even like checked out this writing yet, but what do you think about it? Like, so this is getting into a scene where it's like he's going to be entering the this like cave or sewer system of Gotham where Killer Croc's hiding out, and then he's like doing this splicer thing, and this is like a storyline in season 3, I think. But I guess I was just writing that back at the end of October. This is Kite Man. Um, I don't. Okay, so I must have wanted this. I know Stephanie's introduction. She's fighting Grundy, so I think I just had this scene in my head, so I wrote it down really quickly so I didn't forget it. But then I wrote it somewhere else down later, like, oh, okay, I remembered it. That's good. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just telling you, that's why that's there. Red Robin leaped below some broken scaffolding. He's traveling through the old ruins of the. Yeah, I didn't want to do that, but like, I think it's a cool idea for him to be fighting Kite Man above the city. I just got distracted by like this stuff. Okay, so this is pretty much me asking for a threesome. And then like they're kind of down. That's what it says too. Okay, and then later Jinx, who I spelled her name wrong. Because I think it looks cooler with a Y like that. Jinx has a moment of weakness, so she's always this character who's kind of teetering between the bad guys and the good guys. I think she's actually the girl from Bart's intro. So like, actually, why don't I get to that? Season 1, the 6. That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. Here, it's right above here is where I got it all planned out. So, I don't know if I had all this stuff last time. Terry intro beating up the Jokers. Tim staying at a girl's house. He gets up, leaves in the night, his backpack, Ginger Mask, all that. Wonder Woman stops Condiment King in the Diamond District from the jewelry heist and bolsters Riddler. Excuse me. So I show some stuff. Cassie is working at the hospital, and then it also. Okay. And then in between these two scenes, there's a flashback to give some like information on her villain to let the audience know, I guess, who we're dealing with. And it's Edward Enigma, and he's a kid. Maybe you wouldn't know exactly right away that it's him as a kid, but it's just a flashback scene, and then it comes back, and then it's Jinx, and she is working at the. Dude, why? It would be so badass to spell her name with the Y, wouldn't it? But like, why did I do it everywhere? Okay. So it just shows reflections. Cassie is working at the hospital, and she's also staying productive. She's getting her college work done, and it shows Jinx, and she's kind of like a villain, and she's also being productive and also getting her work done. You know, they're kind of in the same boat as people. Terry, Batman meets Red X and fights him in Ace Chemicals warehouse in Neo Gotham. It's brutal. It's a brutal event, I'm pretty sure. So I mean to say there. Or scuffle. Brutal scuffle, so I could have said too. That probably better than event or something like that. But amateur fight scene that ends with Red X escaping the smoke bomb. So now we're thinking, who is Red X, right? Like these series of events, what's going on so far? Like when you get to that, you're like, okay, who is Red X? We're not gonna find out. Cassie Sandsmark hangs out with her friend Diana Prince and her friend Diana's daughter Lizzie Prince. So I guess Diana's like her aunt or sister or something, or like cousin or something like that. But like they're just kind of friends. Like she's kind of like big sister energy. I don't know how else to explain it. And then also she's friends with Lizzie, and Lizzie's gonna be like the next Wonder Girl, but her name is Trinity right now, because that's like what they call Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman, Trinity. Impulse meets Red Robin in Jump City. They both realize they are Bart and Tim childhood friends. So Impulse now has powers. He's kind of a rookie, like Batman Beyond is. Like he's only had his powers for a few months, and he's just like started becoming Impulse. And Red Robin is Red Robin, so he's able to dissect and like obviously tell. And then Impulse is able to tell that that's Tim. So it's like, oh my gosh, we used to be friends in school. What the heck? And they're like not even in the same city that they used to be. They're just like superheroes now. They both have like, I mean, like Bart didn't have powers before. It's just different. So it's just cool. Just cool to reintroduce to each other like that. Also, is at near the end of the episode, Jinx thinks to herself, high in bed at night, she misses Bart, and it said some other stuff that was like really cute. Um, episode 2, Bart and Terry. Supergirl stops a meteor above Jump City. Bart witnesses the events while experiencing new superpowers. Terry is the Batman. Beyond Neo Gotham, Impulse arrives in Neo Gotham. So I think what I'm saying right here is I'm trying to show how much of a power scale Supergirl has. Like she is the most powerful character on our team in the first season for sure. Is what I want to like symbolize like right away. And Bart witnesses that, so that's how she's like, oh, like she would be good on the team. Like, oh, I like that. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, we've seen her, but just kidding. It's like a comic book character. Terry is the Batman of Neo Gotham. It means like I just want to show like him do. He's like he's just getting into it more and more. Like as time goes on, he's coming into the Batman mantle, and now Impulse arrives, and they get to like they collaborate when he's in Neo Gotham. So I think that's gonna be good to see. Because I really think like they would have a good like bro duo. They would just build off each other, reflect off each other nicely. Episode 3, my weakness. Supergirl's strength is put to the test, so she's exported. So I didn't edit this or fix this since last time. It's supposed to be exploited, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think that's right. It's supposed to be when she's like weakened by kryptonite, pretty much. I just didn't want to say weakened, I guess, because it just feels like taking the root word of the title. But yeah, that'd be her like fighting somebody significant like Metallo, or maybe I was thinking Parasite or something. But I want it to be like a kryptonite threat like that, and not somebody more obscure than Metallo. Episode 4, Graves. I feel like just to give these guys a Justice League level villain, and they go to an abandoned psych ward, and it's the first time like these five are together. Also, like I have to flesh out and say like these guys are working together as a team now. Like I should add that here. Excuse me. Yeah. So who I'm thinking for this scene, like we need to get Cassie on the team. She used to know Bart, and she used to know Tim, and then Terry would be here because he knows Bart, and then also they meet Kara because she's Supergirl, and Bart saw that she's Supergirl. Well, he just like they would be able to know her, and, like in the superhero community like that. Like there's like they got the Justice League flowing and shit at this point in the universe. So episode 3 would be like it'd probably be like deeper. Like there's just a lot more stuff. Like there's building bonds, building their character dynamics, and it's probably like their first real mission where they're tested. And Supergirl probably like she is independent. She probably goes off on her own because she's so powerful. She feels like she can topple the threat right away. I'm not saying like she would go on the mission by herself, but like she would go ahead of the rest of the team. So that would put them in danger, or put herself in danger. Same with the next episode, the entire team takes on a challenge together. Just a test to see if they can take on that Justice League level threat. Catwoman Beyond. This is when Stephanie Brown Batgirl is introduced, so it's at the halfway point. I think it's pretty good. It gives the girls some more to play with, some more dynamics, so they're not like just like cluttered by the boys, is what I think. And also, like because Stephanie is so dominant she really has a big presence as soon as she's introduced, I feel like, so it doesn't really feel like she was missing or anything. And then also it doesn't add too much at the start, and she's able to breathe, and everybody else is too by the time she's in, and you just give something new. In Neo Gotham, Terry and Batman meet new Catwoman. Her suit's advanced like the Beyond suit, so he meets the new Batwoman. She has an advanced suit like his, and then the villain would be Solomon Grundy. That's what I added because this is when Batgirl's introduced, so that's when that scene happens. Excuse me. Episode 6, The Six. So I like a show called Daisy Jones and the Six. I just thought it'd be creative, kind of funny to just take that name because I couldn't find a name that would work. Because I feel like Teen Titans is just that's like the Teen Titans. They're all teenagers, and then I don't feel like we're the Titans. Like that's already taken. And then I also like in season 2 I introduced the Teen Titans, so it's not like you can have both those teams at once. I feel like I don't know, maybe that would work to be honest, but I think another team that I just like thought about more like like oh yeah, like I could actually do that. What is the Super Friends? But I don't know, in season 1 that's just like this kind of makes sense the way they do it. It's just like in the show where it's like we don't really have a name. Okay, there's like 6 of us. Like let's just go with that for now because the Justice League, their first name was the Super Seven. Like that's what it was in the animated movie. I thought that was super funny, super good. Pretty sure that was even from the comic too. So episode 7, Full House. Oh my gosh, so funny. The one show, you know that one from back in the day, with Mary Kay and Ashley Olsen and DJ and Steph and Bob Saget and Uncle Jesse and Uncle Joey. Cause I know it. I didn't watch it like that. It was just like in my family, like it was just on the TV. You know what I mean? Not like I'm ashamed. I'm just being real. You know. So I think it's not like it's not about that, but the Ace Gang. This is where the team they infiltrate the. This is like the first infiltration mission against the Ace Gang, where they like sneak in and they're kind of like infiltrating and being like pretending to be part of it and just like sneaking around. It's like a stealth mission, stealth ops, and it shows romantic tension with Batman and Terry and Ten. I mean, not 3 characters. Batman is Terry. I just have to clarify that. I feel like and some other stuff. So Riddler's origin explained fully, just like back in the first episode. I don't know. We'll probably have some more stuff going on in between, but I still have to flesh it out fully. In order to get close to Riddler, the 6 have to infiltrate Arkham. So if you want to read about that, they pretty much just split up. They have a few different roles going on. I think I want to reveal that the whole plan that's orchestrated by Tim, like we kind of let Tim lead it because he's like assumedly the smartest. He has the most experience as a hero. That like it's just like he already like naturally feels like he like we all feel like the leader, but in Tim it kind of like takes that role of like being the like the intellectual planner or I don't know the strategist would be the way to say it. So you'd assume like he'd have this all planned out and figured out like how to, especially Arkham Asylum, how to break in. It's like he'd probably done it before a few times with Batman. So I think he might be under mind control by Riddler, or just maybe some sort of influence. I still have to like flesh all the end of this out, but I know how I want it to accumulate. It's just like the Riddler One Bad Day comic where like Riddler did all this just like prove his intellectuality. Is that what you say? His like intellectual superiority. He just did all this to prove that to Batman, and like he can get away with it. And he like says his name. He says this big line, this really cool line. It's really a hard line, this tough line. All I can do is watch their walks away into the rainy darkness. And I don't know what else I was gonna write, but I know that I'm not done with that. Okay, so I wanted to show you. I'm here. This is some stuff I was working on recently, just to like get it down, their character descriptions. By the time season 2 rolls around, here's who they would be. Impulse is the same description, looks like, but Terry, I gave him 20 years old. Also Bart's 20 in season 2. Terry is growing more isolated in the Batman role. He still cares for his teammates deeply, but he begins focusing on his autonomy and the mantle of the Bat. He's still charming and stoic, even cracks jokes, but he's quieter, like he's carrying all of Neo Gotham, even from Jump City. So he's still away from his prime city he protects, and he still does, but because he's like with the Super Buddies, because that's the team that we come to found. It's just starting to show the cracks of how he starts to split away from the team. I think in season 4 he like backs away and then comes back later. Or he's just not in every episode is more what it means, because like it says, the weight of carrying Gotham, he has to go back, he has to be there, he has to protect it, or at least that's what he feels like he has to do. So Connor Kent, Superboy, a clone created by Cadmus. He looks like a younger version of Clark Kent. He has his own thoughts, feelings, memories, and powers. He's a quick learner, but he also has the partial naivety of a newborn. He carries natural human characteristics of Superman, but also other traits like his patience. He's a genius, has more ingenuity, and he's sometimes vindictive. He has Superman's powers and electric telekinesis. So he's just got a little bit more, like a little more to him. He's just cooler. He's cool, like he used to be, but he's cool in the way that Young Justice made him, too, is what I think. Teen Titans, Damian Wayne. What I added to his character profile is he's currently dating Rose Wilson, and both are gradually growing more with time. So this is when they're introduced in season 2. And so they're introduced as he already has a girlfriend, and I just think like it's just such a deep point in the universe for these two characters, Deathstroke's daughter and Batman's son, to like get beat actually in love, and they're both assassins. They're like top 10 most deadliest characters in the universe. So John Kent doesn't really have a description. I really just say he's Damian's best friend, and they have a uniquely close bond. They're kind of like Byler is how I imagine in my head, but like I don't know. It's just like deeply platonic, their relationship, John and Damian, and I like making them the same age. So Damian's 18 and John is 19 here, and he's just slightly older. So John Kent, he's still got that like Boy Scout energy where he's like he's just like a really good son. It's how I see him too. Like I don't know how else to characterize him. He's just like the good boy. He listens. He's got golden retriever energy, but he's also like um he leads with his heart and instinct, but like he leads more with his heart a lot of the times, I think. Or I don't know what else to say. He just maybe he always isn't there like morality wise, you know what I mean? Like he's always like figuring out where he is morally. Um that's okay. I don't know. But like figure it out soon, like right now. That's all I'm thinking. I don't know. That's his character, and in this, I think him, instead of in the comics right now, he's aged up from Damian. He's a few years older, so like he's probably 19 in the comics, but Damian's like 16 or 17, and I think John's he's like 4 years older than Damian, so I don't know, maybe he's like in his 20s now. I just think it's like it just takes away. You just like why would you age Superman's son up? Superman. Also, Superman literally has a son, which like okay, now Superman has a son who's like an adult. He has an adult son, which is like interesting too, because you're like Superman and you're taking care of your adult son. Like that really is like a hero to look up to. For like grown men is how I see that for real. You know what I mean? Like my dad's favorite superhero is Superman. I do Victor Sone's description. I'm really proud of Raven's description. I feel like it's ambiguous enough for it's like one of her best descriptions. And then I have Wallace West Burst, determined, self-aware, arrogant, vengeful, loyal, insecure, humorous, and emotional, somewhat earnest. He's competitive. Seen at 6'2", he's big-boned and maybe overconfident, but a good leader due to his time with Damien's Teen Titans. So I kind of want to mirror that relationship that Wallace has with Damien in the comics, but I also feel like this characterizes like this fits a lot of iterations of Wallace West, but it also makes him stand out because he's kind of got this competitive relationship, but also like close friends with Bart. I just think that's really good. That's really fun. So yeah, I gotta dive into season 2 now.